Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my laptop stand build. In the last video, I made up all of these little brackets here that will comprise all of the actual brackets that hold everything together on this. And today what I want to do is actually build the rest of it, get the whole thing actually put together. So first thing that I need to do with this is I need to get all of my frame pieces cut out and to size. So I need two 11-inch long pieces of 1x1 80/20, an 11-inch piece of 2x1 80/20, and then two about roughly 4-inch pieces of 80/20 for the little back legs. So I happen to already have a couple pieces of 11-inch 1x1 80/20 around, so that's taken care of. The only other things that I need to do is to cut this big center beam here, and I have a piece of 2x1 here, and then I found a perfect 8-inch chunk of 1x1, and hopefully I should be able to cut that right in half. And these legs are about 4.25 inches, I think. But I'm hoping that because of this build, I'm going to be making it shallower. It's not going to raise as high up off the desk. I'm hoping that I can get away with just 4, or even because of cutting it slightly under 4 inches. And, it's all really going to be eyeballed when it comes to the end, when I'm actually, once I cut these angles, I'm just going to kind of match up and see how high it needs to be, and then just shave these little back legs until they perfectly sit flush on the desk. So that's the first thing, is to get everything just roughly cut out, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up with the end mill here. All right, well, there we go. We got the two small legs, which are, I think they came out to about 3.8 inches each, which I'm hoping should be enough. If not, I guess I can always cut more. But I think that should be enough. And then I got my 3 chunks of 11-inch. So I got my cross beam here, and then my 2 sort of legs that actually hold the laptop up here. And I got everything sort of cut out. So the next step is the step that I like the least, because it's taking this vise here, and this is actually, you can rotate this vise around. It's got little index marks around. And so basically I have to throw my vise out of square, which is really upsetting. But I'm going to set this, I think I went last time for 25 degrees. I think this time I'm trying to decide between 15 and 20 degrees. I'm going to start out with 15 degrees, and we'll see where we get from there. Alright, so there we go. Now we got these two guys. They're cut and they're got their angles in. And these guys have got their angles in. So at this point, I just kind of need to eyeball this. So I need to figure out exactly how high this is going to stand so that I can remove that amount of material from this piece here so that both angles there will sit flat. Although I guess the other way that I could do it, the way I was planning on doing it, was to have this sit underneath, but I could very well just sort of make it sit in the back like that, and doing that, really then I only need to take off about that much there. I'm thinking I might be able to get away with just taking off 1/10 of an inch off of this guy, and that might be all I have to do. And you know what? If it's a little imperfect, it kind of works. So it's going to kind of work even if it's a little over, a little under. So yeah, I'm just going to roughly square this back out and take off about 1/10 of an inch off of each of these guys. And I think at that point we'll be done with machining. I think it'll just be assembly at that point. I'm excited. How about you guys? Alright, well, on the first one that I ground down, I guess 1/10 of an inch was just a little too much. I think on the second one I did, I only pulled it maybe about a 20th or so, or maybe around a 16th. So that means that one of these is a little bit shorter than the other, and that, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but it kind of works, and I just want something that kind of works. And, you know, yeah, honestly, by doing it this way, though, rather than this way, I do get a little bit of fudge factor because I can choose where I want this to be and, you know, end up being mounted. So on whichever one of these is the shorter one, I can just, you know, mount it slightly lower and just have my little L bracket on the inside here. And I can kind of get away with it. Yeah, it's, you know, not perfect. But you know what? That's what this channel is kind of all about. Yeah, so I think, you know what? I'm ready to just start putting stuff together. I've been, you know, building this for a while now, and I just kind of want to throw it together. So I'm going to go grab my little nuts and bolts and brackets, and I'm going to just start assembling. All right, well, there we go. There's this first part, the sort of top part here. Got a little frustrated with it because it was, well, first I put, you know, one of these upside down, and then they didn't want to slide on, but got this part together. Now we just got to throw on the little legs here at the back. And we do have one last machining operation on these little guys here that need to sit down here. I just gotta, you know, cut them down to size basically. So one more machining operation. But then, yeah, we should be all done with this. I'm really excited. I think this just this alone here looks great. You know, it's just kind of a cool looking piece of metal. So, yeah, just a little bit more and then should be all done. All right, well, after a little bit of off-camera kajiggering and doing, you know, just kind of putting it all together, I got this here now. So, yeah, this is practically the completed stand. And although I don't have a table to put it on right now, I just have the mill. It does actually sit pretty level, and you can see I didn't even really have to do too much to make them sit level. I didn't really have to raise one of these legs above the other or anything like that. It just sort of all settled into place. You know, I put everything a little bit loose, left all the screws a little bit loose, kind of flattened it out and then tightened up all the screws, and you know, it's looking good. I'm very excited about this. So the last thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna machine down these little guys here. And you know, I don't even know how tall I'm gonna make them. I'm just gonna make them, you know, somewhere around maybe a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch or something like that. Just enough to kind of give a little lip so that the laptop will sit properly. And yeah, then we'll be done. So I'm just gonna do that quickly and throw those on. All right, well, there we go. That is the completed laptop stand. So yeah, let's go check out and see what it looks like with a computer sitting on it, since that's what it's for. All right, well, here we are back in the old workroom. And as you can see, I have the completed laptop stand here. And I think it looks really just awesome, even all on its own without anything else. But I do have my workroom laptop here. And as you can see, it basically fixed all the problems that the first one had. It's just a tiny bit oversized for the 13-inch laptop. If I were to make another one of these specifically for this laptop, I would probably make these beams, the width here. Instead of having it, I think it's 13 inches, because remember there's the 11-inch crossbar here, but then each of these is also an inch, so that's 13. So if I took that, if I brought that maybe down to the total width being more around 10 inches, so having that crossbar there be 8 inches, I think it would be perfect for this, or maybe 9 inches. But you know, the real purpose for this stand actually isn't to go in this room or be used with this laptop. It's to be used with my normal 15-inch laptop. So I think this is going to be a perfect size for that. And yeah, guys, I think this looks awesome. I'm really happy with it. I hope this was, interesting and educational for some of you guys. And yeah, I think this is a successful build. All right, well, I think that's about all for today. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And also, if you like these kinds of videos in general, hey, go check out some of my other videos. And if you like it, subscribe to the channel. I try to keep putting out new content all the time. And I try to mix it up between, software, Internet of Things, electronics, a little bit of metalwork. So, I try to keep a good variety going on. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.